Okay, so I'm going to answer your questions as best I can based on my point of view. So I went and tried the one swinging left-handed with a left-hand grip, and I can see what you mean. It puts all the weight for sure in your left arm, and the right hand is just kind of like going along for the ride and doesn't really do anything. I think the downside of this method, though, it's too easy to do that. And in a golf swing, you actually have to work for that because your right hand is lower than your left. Or your right hand is lower. So you have to work for it by getting into a position. So if you make it too easy and somebody sets up really symmetrical like this, yeah, then the weight is in your right hand, but you don't want to come into impact that way, obviously, as you know. Everybody's coming into impact like this for that very reason. You have to learn how to maintain pressure on this hand and move it out there. So when you set up, you just have to instruct people, set up so that the weight is in their left hand. So even though people would set up maybe more symmetrically, make them set up this way so that this hand has a little gap to it. And then you want to learn to feel how to make that flip of the weight into this hand happen out here. So when someone just sets up, it's going to be happening about here, which is, of course, exactly what people do with a club for that very reason, right? That they run out of right arm way too soon, flip the club, all that kind of thing. So you're really learning to figure out how to keep this pressure in your left hand. So that's the instruction. When you get out there, see if you can keep moving it. See how far you can get out there before you even feel your right hand. So if I really rotate around, I can keep this, even with my right arm down, I can keep it in my left hand way out here. And that's what you want to do. So I think if you want somebody to get a feel for what it's like just to be using your left arm, it makes sense, but not as a training goal, because you're setting up then to impact the ball like this instead of like that. So that would be my feedback. And then the other things to think about is I suggest people set up this way first with this, so you can see part of the modification. So if you swing a kettlebell, you know people usually do it this way because you get an elbow down position, which is advantageous, as you know, going into the swing, right? So this is turned out this way, so your elbow down. But also, if you look at your grip now, if you look at these positions, if I were to just take that and go there, I'm in a grip, you know, like a pretty standard Hogan grip kind of thing by just going this way. So you're also training hand position, being with this hand more on top. So you wouldn't naturally do this kind of underhand thing with this. You just hang it in your fingers, adjust your spine tilt and shoulders till you get where the weight's just a little more here. Then the other thing that people don't notice is this isn't just about plane. So part of it is being on plane, but it's also, this is face control. So when you get people swinging it, they'll be a little sloppy like this. And the idea is you're learning how to control face to path. So if I'm swinging just like this, you can see that this relationship is very constant through here. So if you take that and apply it to your golf club, you get people to understand that relationship, then you're creating a consistent face to path. And then if you can get them to keep rotating, you're going to get rid of this action through the ball, right? So it's designed for that sort of Hogan thing where you get to here and then the club goes. So that's just kind of basic ideas about the design.